Have you ever seen this symbol? The Eye of Horus. It's one of the most recognizable icons in human history, found everywhere from ancient tombs to modern jewelry. But what does it truly mean? Most people see it as a simple lucky charm, a cool-looking design from a long-lost civilization. The truth, however, is far more dramatic, powerful, and deeply moving. This isn't just a drawing of an eye, it's a story of brutal conflict, profound sacrifice, divine healing, and the very balance of the cosmos. To understand the Eye of Horus, we have to go back to a time of gods and monsters, to a legendary battle that would shape the destiny of ancient Egypt forever. This is the story of how a single, wounded eye became an eternal symbol of protection, restoration, and the ultimate triumph of order over chaos. Our story begins in the heart of Egyptian mythology, with a bitter family feud that escalated into all-out war. On one side, we have Horus, the falcon-headed god, the rightful heir to the throne of Egypt. On the other, his treacherous uncle, Set, the god of chaos, storms, and the desert. Set had murdered his own brother, Osiris, Horus's father, and usurped the kingdom. Horus, driven by vengeance and a sense of divine duty, challenged Set to reclaim what was his. The battles between them were the stuff of legend, shaking the heavens and earth. They transformed into massive beasts, clashing with unimaginable force. During one of these violent encounters, the conflict reached its brutal peak. Set, in a moment of savage fury, attacked Horus and gouged out his left eye, tearing it to pieces. For a god, this was more than just a physical injury. In the ancient Egyptian worldview, the eyes of the gods were not just organs of sight, they were cosmic bodies. Horus's right eye was the sun, a symbol of power and light. His left eye was the moon, representing reflection, magic, and the passage of time. So, when Set destroyed Horus's left eye, he wasn't just blinding his nephew. He was plunging the cosmos into imbalance. He was extinguishing the moon, disrupting the natural cycles, and unleashing chaos upon the world. The loss of the eye was a catastrophic event, a wound not just on a god, but on the fabric of reality itself. Horus was defeated, wounded, and the forces of chaos seemed to have won. But the story doesn't end in darkness. Just as all hope seemed lost, another powerful deity stepped in, Thoth, the god of wisdom, magic, and writing. Thoth, with his ibis head and encyclopedic knowledge of the universe, was the divine physician and master of sacred arts. He found the wounded Horus and, using his profound magical abilities and knowledge of healing, began the painstaking process of restoring the eye. Some legends say he gathered the broken pieces of the eye, while others claim he created a new one entirely through his divine power. This act of healing was not just medical, it was a powerful ritual. Thoth pieced the eye back together, making it whole again. But it wasn't the same eye as before. It was now imbued with Thoth's magic, transformed into something far more powerful. This newly restored eye was given a special name, the wedged eye. Wedged means the whole one or the completed one. It was no longer just a symbol of Horus's former sight, it had become a potent emblem of healing, restoration, and wholeness. The violence of Set had tried to create permanent chaos, but the wisdom of Thoth had not only repaired the damage, it had also made the eye stronger than before. The wedged eye became a symbol that what is broken can be mended, that after destruction comes renewal, and that order can be restored even from the brink of chaos. It was a testament to the idea that true strength is found not in avoiding injury, but in the power to heal and become whole again. From that moment on, the Eye of Horus became one of the most important protective symbols in all of ancient Egypt. The Egyptians believed it held immense magical power. It was the ultimate amulet against evil, a divine shield that could ward off danger, sickness, and malevolent forces. The symbol began to appear everywhere. It was carved into the walls of temples as a guardian, worn as jewelry by the living for protection in their daily lives, and painted onto the sides of boats to ensure safe passage. The belief in its power was so profound that it became an essential part of one of the most sacred Egyptian rituals, mummification. During the wrapping of the deceased, an amulet of the Eye of Horus was often placed over the incision where the internal organs had been removed. This was to magically heal the body in the afterlife, making it whole again for its journey into the underworld. It was also placed upon the coffin and, within the tomb, believed to provide divine protection for the soul as it navigated the dangerous trials of the afterlife, ensuring it would safely reach the paradise of the field of reeds. But the Eye of Horus was more than just magic and myths. It also had a fascinating and surprisingly precise mathematical dimension. The ancient Egyptians broke down the symbol of the eye into 6 distinct parts. Each part represented one of the senses, one part for touch, one for taste, one for hearing, one for thought, one for sight, and one for smell. What's truly incredible is that each of these 6 parts was also assigned a specific fraction. The right side of the eye was 1/2. The pupil was 1/4. The eyebrow was 1/8. The left side of the eye was 1/16. The curved tail was 1/32, and the teardrop was 1/64. Now, if you add up all these fractions 1/2, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16, 1/32, and 1/64, you get 63/64. You're just short of a complete whole. Where did the missing 1/64 go? The ancient Egyptians believed this missing piece was supplied by the magic of Thoth, the same magic that made the eye whole in the first place. It represented the divine, magical element needed to achieve true perfection. These fractions weren't just symbolic, they were used in practical, everyday life. Scribes and doctors used them to measure out ingredients for medicines, and land surveyors used them to calculate portions of land and grain. It was a perfect fusion of the mystical and the practical, showing how, for the Egyptians, science, magic, and religion were all interconnected parts of a single, unified truth. The symbolism of the 10 eyes also deepened the cosmic meaning of the story. As we mentioned, Horus's right eye was the sun, the eye of Ra, representing masculine energy, power, and the bright, unchanging light of day. It was proactive, fierce, and a symbol of authority. His left eye, the lunar eye, the one that was wounded and restored, represented feminine energy, healing, intuition, and the cyclical nature of the moon. Its journey from being whole to being broken into pieces, and then being made whole again mirrored the phases of the moon waxing and waning. This duality was central to the Egyptian concept of mat, or cosmic balance. You couldn't have light without darkness, action without reflection, or sun without moon. The story of Horus's eyes was a grand metaphor for the universe itself, linking the struggles of the gods directly to the natural cycles that governed human life on Earth. Even after the great pharaohs were gone and the temples of ancient Egypt crumbled into sand, the Eye of Horus endured. Its power as a symbol was so universal that it transcended its original culture. The ancient Greeks and Romans, who were fascinated by Egyptian mysticism, adopted the symbol into their own magical and religious practices. Later, it was absorbed into various esoteric and mystical traditions, like alchemy and Hermeticism, where it continued to represent spiritual sight, enlightenment, and hidden knowledge. Today, thousands of years later, the Eye of Horus is still one of the most popular symbols in the world. People wear it as tattoos and on necklaces, often as a general charm for protection or good luck, sometimes without even knowing its rich and complex history. It's a testament to the symbol's timeless appeal, the human need for protection, the hope for healing, and the belief in a watchful, benevolent power. So, the next time you see the Eye of Horus, remember that it's more than just an ancient Egyptian design. It's a story etched in stone and myth. It's a reminder that even after the most devastating loss, healing is possible. It's a symbol that order can be restored from chaos, that wholeness can be achieved even after being broken, and that light will always, eventually, triumph over darkness. The journey of Horus was far from over after he regained his eye. This victory was just the beginning. It set the stage for him to finally confront Set, reclaim his father's throne, and unite the two lands of Egypt. And in our next video, we'll explore how Horus, the wounded god, transformed into Horus the king, the divine model for every pharaoh who would ever rule, and the eternal symbol of kingship itself. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more journeys into the ancient world.